Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Chemical Engineer. I am Sahil Yadav and we are going to see superphosphate industries. So superphosphate is something that is used as a fertilizer, which is a low grade fertilizer. So we are studying chemical technology and you are watching to us on Chemical Engineer YouTube channel. So our motto is one stop for all chemical engineering queries. So let's start the video. So in fertilizer industry, this is our last video. So what are superphosphates? So superphosphate are generally a calcium phosphate fertilizer. So it is having a formula which is including calcium phosphate. Okay, so it is generally used as a fertilizer which is a lower grade. Superphosphate is available in two forms, that is superphosphate and triple superphosphate and triple superphosphate. So difference between both of them is, in superphosphate we use H2SO4 for producing a superphosphate, while in triple superphosphate we use H3PO4 or phosphoric acid. So as we are using phosphoric acid, the composition of the produced fertilizer, that is triple superphosphate, will have more concentration or more composition of phosphorus. So P2O5 is the main fertilizer for phosphorus fertilizers. Okay, so 16 to 20% P2O5 is present in superphosphate, while in triple superphosphate 40 to 55% of phosphor P2O5 is present. Okay, so if we want to make a NPK fertilizer, this type of two fertilizers, superphosphate and triple superphosphate, are used. So if we want to make a concentrated phosphorus fertilizer, we can use triple superphosphate in compared to superphosphate. Okay, so now let us see how we produce it, or what is its flow sheet. So for superphosphate production, we take a phosphate rock. So you have seen in the previous videos, for phosphoric acid and elemental phosphorus we use phosphate rock. Okay, so these phosphate rocks are present in abundance, so that is why we are using phosphate rock. So these phosphate rocks are acidulation. So this is a term which you should remember, acidulation. This is a process, unit process. Okay, acidulation. Okay, so this we do acidulation, that is addition of dilute H2SO4 or sulfuric acid. 40 to 55% diluted H2SO4 is directly added to the phosphate rock or the powdered phosphorus. So after the reaction at some given temperature, generally the temperature range is a normal temperature, 40 to 100 degrees Celsius. So this superphosphate is formed. So formula for superphosphate is a must remembered for you in terms of gate. So it is CaH4PO4 twice dot 7 CaSO4. Okay, okay, so superphosphate having the formula CaH4PO4 twice dot 7 CaSO4. Okay, so this is a formula for superphosphate. So once this superphosphate is produced, we do removal processes or SiO2 removal processes. Okay, so in order to remove that SiO2 impurity, we generally react it with the HF. So HF is generally formed here. This feed or this product stream is reacted with SiO2. Okay, so SiO2, in order to remove SiO2, we react it with H2O and NaCl. Okay, so these two are the washing, or we can say scrubbing. So these two are the scrubbing operations that we will see in the flow sheet. So in order to remove SiO2 from the feed or from the stream, we do its scrubbing and washing. So this we will see in a flow sheet. Similarly, triple superphosphate, the process is similar, but here we will use the phosphoric acid. So if we use phosphoric acid, this CaSO4 term, extra term, will not be formed. So will yield as a CaH4PO4 twice, and this is known as triple superphosphate, TSP. and superphosphate is known as SSP, simple superphosphate or single superphosphate. Okay, so you should have clear understanding about both of them. Here also we use phosphate rock. Now let us see the flow sheet, how we produce in industries. Okay, so let us start from here. We have phosphate rock. We crush it. After crushing that phosphate rock, we do a milling. So what is a ring roll mill? Okay, so ring roll mill is a rolling mill which form a powdered solution or powdered form of the solid. So question 1 of this video is, what is the typical product size or product particle size which we obtain from roll mill? Okay, this you have to search on internet, and if you are watching this video, just comment it. So question 1 is, what is the particle size or product particle size in roll mill? So after roll mill we get powdered phosphate. Okay, so cyclone separator is then attached to the roll mill itself, which separates the impurities or dust directly. After that we have feeder. So from feeder we set the quantity, or we can directly do automation to set the quantity of H2SO4. So here 60% H2SO4 is added. Okay, excess added if NH4CO2 is required. Okay, so if NH4 twice SO4 is required, we can add also that in terms of H2SO4. Now the main reaction that took place is in the continuous blender. Now you know what is blender, we have discussed in previous video itself. So this is a 12-meter blender having H2SO4 sprinkled on the bed of a phosphate powder. Okay, so from the bed of phosphate powder this H2SO4 is sprinkled and reaction takes place. And from this reaction HF and SiF4, as mentioned here, they are scrubbed out using H2O, like as we have seen in this reaction. H2O, SiF4 plus H2O and HF plus SiO2 gives SiF4 and H2SiF6. So these things are generally washed out using H2O washer, and if gas is produced, then this gas is taken out as a vent gas. I will make a separate video on what is vent gas, what is purge gas, and what are differences between them. Fuel gas. Okay, and the stream is sent to the fluoride recovery, and the produced powder is directly sent to the silo, or we can say a storage tank. This storage, from this storage tank, if we want to use this, we directly use by drying it or granulating it. Okay, we use granules, we don't use powder. So from these granules we can dry it and form a superphosphate. Okay, so superphosphate is produced directly using this method. Here, as mentioned, NH3, we'll use NH3 for granulating using H2O. Okay, in order to form a granule from a powdered surface, or we can say a liquid solid mixture, if we want to prepare a granule, we use NH3 and H2O. So question 2 of this video is, what are the properties of ammonia, why we are using ammonia for granulation? Okay, so this is a question 2. You may have heard about that hair oil or hair color, ammonia based or ammonia free. So why ammonia is used earlier to form or to hair dyeing? Okay, so you have to answer question number 2 of this video. So from this superphosphate is produced. Also similarly, if we not go through that link from the upper portion, we can use a stream and mix it with 75% phosphoric acid. So at this 65 degrees Celsius, as discussed, 40 to 100 degrees Celsius operation is there. We can use continuous belt reactor We don't use blender, we use continuous belt reactor. So I will upload 2 videos. I will not upload my video, but I will add 2 videos of a different channel having showing the continuous blender and continuous belt reactor. Okay, so I will show that in the playlist, so please subscribe us. So after that, from continuous belt we do the similar granulation and rotary drying. So in order to dry it, we dry it, and so that triple superphosphate is formed. Okay, so this is the difference between superphosphate and triple superphosphate, and these are the fertilizers that we use. So I am done with this fertilizer industries. Now we will have different industries of phosphorus, like calcium phosphorus, sodium phosphate based industries, ammonium phosphate based industries, but we are not going to see it now. We will see it later on, but we will see it. Okay, if you want to know more, then we can see it, because they are not a part of syllabus of chemical engineering, nor it have any value in GATE, so we are not seeing it. So next video we will see electrochemical industries. So if you like this video, please subscribe us. It's free to subscribe. Okay, so bye from my side, chemical engineer Sahil Yadav. Thank you.